Hello, my dear Gemini. This is a love bonus reading for Virgo season, 23rd of August to September 22nd, 2019, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. It is a thank you reading, since your reading is the 6th most liked reading for the August general readings. And thank you to all Gemini and Gemini loved ones that gave gratitude for my readings and dedicated themselves to love and spiritual growth. So this will be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising sign, also Venus. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this is you, because this is the feminine side in the reading, 80 to 85% of my viewers are females. But if you identify with the masculine, this will be your side. And when I say this, it can be in the reverse. You need to recognize yourself in the reading and use your own intuition to determine who's who. And for this reading, I will use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Gemini, when I open your deck here, I see the Two of Swords in the reversed with the Queen of Swords in the upright position. So it seems like you are dreading some kind of decision you need to make, or you're asked to be courageous in some situation, but you're not sure. But it's like a slippery slope, what I'm feeling. It's like you're sitting on the slippery slope and you will go down there anyway. So you might as well make this jump free willingly, okay? It's like you're holding on to something that's not going to pan out in the way you want it, so you might as well go with the flow. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the Six of Coins in the reverse with the Two of Swords still in the reversed. So it's some kind of situation which is a little bit unfair, or someone is spreading themselves thin over the neighborhood. It might be that as well. And it seems like we don't want to see it. We don't want to see the unfairness in this situation, or we don't want to recognize the situation we are in, so we're kind of closing our eyes to it. Even though with the Queen of Swords, that's not possible, because you already see clearly what's going on. It's just that you don't want to know what you know. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have a 10 of coins together with the 6 of coins in the reverse. So it might be that you have invested a lot in this situation, and that's why you don't want to see it go to waste or to crap or to like end in some way. So you have invested a lot, but the question is, has the investment been fair? Like, have you invested equally as other people have invested? Or have you invested too much and other people are not so invested? So sometimes we have a dream that's so strong that we are putting in all our effort into it, and we get blind for how much effort other people are putting into the same thing. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. So we have Knight of Swords in reverse with the 5 of Cups in the upright position, and this here. So it seems like a situation where something is okay. We have a Taurus also, Gemini Taurus, where it's a situation that makes us disappointed, so we don't want to invest more. But it's also some kind of a disagreement here. These people are having their backs towards each other and both are upside down, so no one is in their finest moment here, and we are dropping the ball on this. So it might be that someone has made you disappointed again and again and again. And with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, it might be someone didn't want to invest themselves and it pissed you off, and now you want to drop the ball on them. So okay. This will be your reading there. And I'll just tune in for a few seconds here to you, Gemini, and the energy of this time. Okay. So, this is your behaviors and attitude towards this other person, and the outcome and their behaviors and attitudes towards you. And this is your feelings for them, the common energies between you two, and their feelings for you there. And this is your behaviors and attitudes towards them. No, what's on your conscious mind when it comes to them, the situation itself, and what's on their conscious mind when it comes to you. And we have a Page of Swords here as in the bottom of the deck. So this is kind of the starting point. And Page of Swords with the Alchemist there's some kind of disagreement, but the disagreement itself has some kind of, it's going to be fruitful in some way. Not comfortable, but fruitful. It will, if you are able to see another person's point of view, even if it's a bad point of view, if you can understand them, what's fueling their behavior, you get like the overview over the situation, because you know what's fueling your behavior, and then if you can figure out what's fueling their behavior, you will kind of be able to make an like a decision from bird's point of view. Okay, so, and this is on the feeling level, and we have a King of Swords here in the reversed. So people wants to be cold and cutting in this situation, but it's very hard because there's a lot of love and hopes and dreams that's being spilled out here. But might be that this is a deliberate move from your end to not invest more because the situation was not clear, or maybe it became clear and you realized you were the only one putting in love and effort here. So now you're kind of mirroring this other person's behavior by closing yourself off to any more encounters on the emotional level. And this is behaviors and attitudes, and we have a 10 of Wands in the reverse, so we don't want to fight for this anymore. We want to put down our burden and kind of walk away from this, but it's a little bit hard. The 8 of Cups, it's walking away, but when it's in the reverse, it can make this boomerang return. So all these wands are showing a lot of longing and in like emotional investment and passion, and even if we want to put it down, it can come back to remind us, like through our own body, we are being reminded about this old situation over and over and over again, even if we don't want to, because we want to be cold in this situation and cutting and keep someone out because they weren't cooperating with us or investing in the situation. Okay, so this is what's on your conscious mind about them. And we have a 3 of Cups here in the reversed. So 3 of Cups in the reversed might be that you have, you know, a third party situation going on for you, that you have invested yourself in more than one partner. But it's more likely, since this is on your conscious mind about them, that you think that they are not being loyal, that they might slander talk you behind your back, or not be the best, you know, not holding your back, or even running around with other romantic partners than you. So that they want, you know, to conquer a lot of different, like have it all, kind of being able to flirt with everyone and get a lot of attention. So what's on their conscious mind when it comes to you? And we have an Emperor in the reverse, is number 4. So it kind of makes me think about these guys here. So I think that you have been giving to this situation before, but since you have discovered that they are not fully loyal, with the slander talking and not having your back and possibly having other affairs, you have become a little bit, I hear this song, cold as ice. It also came for Taurus that I just did, so I tried to ignore it, but they think that you are cold as ice. But it's probably a reason, and this was that it was an unfair investment, and you have recently discovered this, so you're a little bit pissed off and a little bit bitter because you want this to be equal, Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, so you want to chop their heads off, and you have seen things from an above perspective, but it kind of made you pissed off, okay? And you still have hope for this situation, but you want to have self-control and regain self-respect, and there's a lot of things that these cards here wants to tell you. And this is the situation itself, and it's Three of Swords, heartbreak, and it goes fairly well with this 3 here. So there's a reason to why they think that you are cold as ice, because you believe that you have been played in this situation one way or the other, that they are not fully invested, and you think that they have been like this. They have been kind of stubborn, selfish, only, protected themselves and have their own back and not yours. So that's not a partnership, that's something else, okay? Yes, and this is what are your feelings for them? And we have the Star card here. That makes me a little sad because it shows that you have a lot of hope in this situation. You feel that the connection is like out of worldly, and that this person is your soulmate, and that you should belong together, and you know him or her by heart, and you know that this person loves you too. It's just that they have such a hard time showing it, okay? And this is the common energies between you two, and this is their feelings towards you. And we have a Queen of Coins in the reversed. So again, they are complaining that you are not investing yourself as you did before. But it's also, they are kind of preoccupied elsewhere, so with something else. What are they preoccupied with? I'm not sure, but it might be that they're focusing more on their finances, their work, their income, their success, their family, their wife, if they have such a person, okay? So they seem to both think that you are not investing yourself, but also trying to put themselves in a position where they really don't care about that. So they are all also acting like this, and being cold as ice, and that makes you very disappointed. But I think you have been at least thinking of putting an end to it, okay? But maybe you haven't been so successful just yet with putting up those boundaries. Maybe it's hard if you really have invested a lot in the person, and you feel that this person is the one, and then they are not applying themselves, they are not seeing the same thing you do. It's hard to let the dream go. So this is the common energies, and we have a 10 of Swords. So it seems like the divine is kind of advising you to let this dream go, at least for now. If you let this person go, since they are not seeing to be particularly invested anyway, either you will be free from a person that took a lot of your energy but didn't give anything back, or they will realize that what you gave to them was valuable, and they will want to, come back and fix things with you. But either or, you kind of need to let them go to make this happen, regardless on how much you feel the hope here and wants this to not be over, this dream, okay? And your behaviors and attitudes towards them, and we have an 8 of Swords, so that's good. That's making me being able to breathe again. 8, 1 plus 7, 8, 8 of Swords. It's liberation, it's freedom. Before you cared a lot what they said and what they thought about you, what people in general thought about you. And now you're realizing that this haven't been giving you any perks, only a lot of guilt, shame, trying to be also someone that you're not. So you want to be loved for the person that you are. And you believe that if this person would stop with their their preoccupation in other things, it's like they're blind to you a little bit. And if they would see you, they will know that you would be a great couple. But here with the 8 of Swords, you kind of see the truth about the situation as it is right now. So it might be the truth that you have a spiritual connection and they are supposed to be yours. It might be right, but they don't see it. So what you need to see is the laying of the land right now, not as you want it to be or as it should be or how it was destined to be, but how it actually is. And that could be your freedom, because if you end things that is not particularly balanced anyway, where you are giving more than the other, you are going to save a lot of energy, and you are going to have a much brighter future if you let them go, because the energy that you put in this relationship, it actually could be used to benefit your own life instead of benefiting someone that's not even grateful. And this is their behaviors and attitudes towards you. And we have the Hermit in the reverse. So this is Virgo, and this is Virgo, and this is Aries. So it seems like they are on this journey where they are very self-invested. They only think about their own life, their own future, their own problems. It might be that they are going through a little bit the dark night of the soul. So they might have, other things preoccupying their mind than the situation with you. So it seems like they have bigger problems, and they are really trying to apply themselves to solve this. And maybe the solution would come if they're opening up to the love between you two. But since they are not, you can't really change the way they are dealing with things. So if they want to go the long routine and make a lot of, instead of making a shortcut and, opening up and doing the thing that you see so clearly would be the best way to do things, but they can't see it. So they are going to, they need to make their own mistakes. They need to find out by themselves with the Hermit in the reversed. And they also need to learn to love themselves. So currently they don't seem particularly available. It's like they're dealing with something that takes all their energy. And here we had this 10 of Wands also. So even if this is a very passionate story, at least from your point of view, you kind of need to let it go for now. It might circle back like this boomerang, but for now it kind of takes too much of your energy to give to someone that haven't the energy to give you time of day or to invest anything. They are so totally focused on their own crap here, so they won't be able to participate in this. Is rather lovely energy here with the growings here of the wine and everything, and the star and the water. So it's something very beautiful and luscious, and you have tried to be very obedient and tried to invite them into your paradise. But if they want to be in this little bit more desert-like landscape, let them, build your paradise on your own, and let this person go lost for 40 years in the wilderness. It's fine. It's maybe what they are needed. And 10. So this is the outcome, and we have an 8 of coins. So the 8 of coins kind of correlates with the 8 of cups that I felt was important. So there's things to be still worked out here, maybe not in the relationship, but in relations to this person. 8 of cups, 17 star, 1 plus 7, 8. So I think it has to do with the Lion's Gate here in August, that free yourself. Okay, free yourself, do your own things, focus also you on your own life and solve your own problems, because I think you are a little bit better equipped maybe than this other person that's a little bit locked into, they're maybe, since all these cards are in reverse, it's like they're looking, they're trying to scrutinize small little details, so they're not seeing the bigger picture. And if you deal with your life and create success and build on your paradise here, you are kind of helping other people like this person to find their way, because you're making a way for them. So if you couldn't persuade them while you were in this relationship, you can persuade them with your success. So go and make success and build on the paradise in your life and be a good example. So when they pick up their nose from scrutinizing, the small problems in their life, or the desert sand, or whatever it is that they are so preoccupied with here, and they lift their nose and they see, oh, so this person is really successful. This is what has happened with them. Maybe I should have listened to them. And then either you will be in a relationship or not. They can take teaching from this and see that there's better ways, more healthy ways. This is a very healthy way to deal with the situation. Hands-on. You deal with the problems that you can deal with today, and the problems that you can't solve. You just, stop thinking about them. If you can't solve this person, if they don't want your help, stop thinking about it and focus on the things that you actually can fix. And do that, and then you will kind of free the energy that has been locked in this situation, and that is what might free both of you in the end. So, your connection from your point of view. Oops. So, a little bit rainbow child there. Freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So the only thing that's stopping you is you reminiscing about this person, but really what have they done for you lately, okay? So the only thing that's stopping you is the old dream that you had together with this person, what you wanted with them from the get-go. But since they haven't been applying themselves to the common dream, move ahead. You don't have to make a big show or make big display or, burn bridges when you go. You can just, I'm preoccupied here. I have stuff to do. Okay. So it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. And you will fulfill your own life. So, Rainbow Child. I think that's the kind of energy you should focus on, being that Rainbow Child. Okay. So, and yes, this is them then. And we have soulmate, only time will tell. So the divine kind of agrees with you that they are your soulmate as you told them here. But only time will tell if they will recognize this, if they will lift their little face from the scrutiny of the desert sand and, go and find out what this connection is all about. And in retrospect, they will probably see the relationship in another light and understand more. Hindsight is 20/20 vision, so they have a little bit problem to see you when they are so close to you. But on a distance, when you go on doing your thing, I think they will see you in another light. Okay, so another advice card for my dear Geminis. Whoops. Yes, I think this is what's stopping you. Memories. Cherish memories of loved ones. So, I can understand that it's hard to leave something that at many points was so great. And also, you had so great dreams about it. And you wanted so much. And that's kind of what I saw with all the wands here. But sometimes we can just cherish the person, cherish the time we have together, and just realize when we are beating a dead horse and that we can actually win our freedom when we move on. It doesn't mean we have to forget about this or forget about our dream. Just let it rest for a while and do something else. When you lose someone dear to you, it leaves an everlasting void, and with it, you lose your personal sense of peace. You may be one of the many who believe your loved one are still around and you want to strengthen your connection with them. So this sounds like someone has died, and with the Ten of Swords, yes, it can feel like that sometimes when we are in separation. I don't see this person as a ghost. They seem very materialistic, so I don't think they have actually died. But sometimes when we go in a separation, it feels like they have died, and you might still have dreams about them and reminisce about them until you go crazy. So accept the reminiscing and don't make big fuss of it. Just like, okay, so now I'm thinking about this person again. It doesn't have to mean anything, and I don't have to be anxious about it. I don't have to try to stop forgetting them. Or try to forget them, or try to stop to not think of them. I can just let whatever is there be there and just watch it, be aware of it. So, okay, today I'm obsessing about the desert wanderer again. Interesting. You don't have to, make big fuss of it. Just let it be there, because everything you resist persists. And you can also enjoy the connection, because the connection in your dreams might sometimes be more valid than the connection you have with them in 3D, because in 3D they might be a little bit kind of unconscious, but in the dreams they might be more their soul. So it can be easier to understand the relationship through your dreams. You can strengthen the connection with them, as there is more going on behind the veil of God than meets the eye. You will experience visit in many different ways: a familiar smell, a nudge, or a white feather. This is just them saying hello. Everyone has time to return home to heaven. My loved ones are well cared for in heaven. So they are very convincing is that this person has died. But I'm still going with this, that they are kind of dead to you because they are impossible to deal with. But the connection with you might still be lingering. And for many people, this is driving them crazy, because let's say a few years ago, 10 years ago, you can actually break up with a person and forget about them. So that was the bliss of being unconscious. But today, we kind of realize with our souls the everlasting connection we have with every single person that we meet in our lives. And people that have been particularly significant, can be very hard to forget about them, because we are not to forget about them. Eventually we're going to rise and rise and rise our vibration until we kind of know that we know them since before, and we will remember our past lives together with them, and we will know why we are here and what we were supposed to do. But right now it's still like this level of this video game where we don't remember. And sometimes one remembers and the other one is, the knee deep in their everyday problem and don't remember. So it might have been that, you died from each other on the battlefield and you promised to get together again. And now when you did, they kind of don't care. So they have forgotten. They are lost in oblivions. And that might feel very heartbreaking for someone that knows that the connection is real. But it's nothing you can do. If a person is asleep, they are asleep. You can help them, you can nudge them in the right direction, but they need to do the work themselves with getting awakened. And yes, 40 years in the desert can do the trick, or a lot of pain can do the trick. So no one knows what the divine has up their sleeve to make this person awaken. But what I think we need to focus on here is the yellow here in your life that seems very interesting. So it kind of says, if you just let this situation go, feel what you feel, but just realize that there's no investment being done here. So invest in your own life. That will pay off. I see that this will give you a lot of success. So, okay, my dear Geminis, I hope this helped. And if you want to know more about your situation, there's a pick a card reading. What are they thinking about you that I put up the other day? That's on my channel page. Scroll down a little bit, pick a card readings. I also have put up the August readings, the general August readings, which can also help you with maybe this situation or something else that you have been working with. Okay, and next time I will do videos is in the middle of August, when I will do the generals for September. So until then, take really good care and bye bye.